When you see a teddy bear, that cuddly, comforting toy, what comes to mind? Do you ever stop to think of a US president and his connection to this beloved childhood icon? It sounds odd, doesn't it? But the teddy bear was indeed named after Theodore Teddy Roosevelt, not just any president. Roosevelt was a rugged, adventurous leader, a man of action, known for his boundless energy and deep love of the great outdoors. Back in 1902, Roosevelt embarked on a trip to Mississippi to lend his influence to settling a tense border dispute. His host, Governor Longino, eager to make a good impression, wanted to impress him with a grand gesture, and what better way than with a memorable bear hunt. The plan was to provide the president with an unforgettable hunting experience, a truly memorable hunt, and of course to smooth over those delicate political talks. But, as fate would have it, the hunt was turning into a complete disaster. Days passed with agonizing slowness, and frustratingly, no bears were to be found anywhere. The hunting guides grew increasingly desperate, their reputations on the line. They absolutely needed to find a bear, and fast. Led by the experienced Holt Collier, they finally managed to corner an old, weary, and exhausted black bear. Tragically, the poor animal was also injured, and to add insult to injury, it was unceremoniously tied to a tree and then presented to President Roosevelt as his guaranteed trophy. All he was expected to do was simply raise his rifle and shoot. But this was clearly no fair chase, no sporting contest. The bear was utterly helpless, completely defenseless. The moment hung heavy with tension. Would Roosevelt succumb to the pressure and take the easy shot? The answer to that question would unexpectedly change toy history forever. This wasn't just a matter of hunting etiquette, it was a profound test of character and integrity. The president's ultimate decision in that quiet Mississippi forest would resonate and echo far beyond the realm of politics and hunting. It would unexpectedly inspire a timeless symbol of comfort, love, and reassurance for countless generations to come. The incredible story of the teddy bear truly begins not with a child's innocent wish, but with a powerful president's courageous choice. And that single choice, that pivotal moment, was about to unexpectedly make history in the most heartwarming way. The Mississippi woods, a tapestry of green and shadow, were buzzing with anticipation, a palpable excitement hanging in the humid air. Governor Longino, with political aspirations in mind, hoped a successful hunt would not only entertain but also help smooth political negotiations. The stakes were high, and a good impression could make all the difference in the complex world of politics. But the forest, vast and seemingly endless, was proving to be stubbornly empty. No bears, despite their best efforts and fervent hopes, just disappointment etched on the faces of the hunting party. The guides, seasoned woodsmen led by the legendary Holt Collier, felt the pressure mounting with each passing hour of fruitless searching. Determined to deliver, Collier and his team of experienced trackers pushed deeper and deeper into the murky, unforgiving swamps. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, their loyal dogs cornered an old, weary bear, its strength failing after a desperate attempt to evade capture. The ensuing chase was brutal and relentless, far more so for the animal than for the hunters pursuing it. The bear, now utterly exhausted and bearing visible wounds, was eventually subdued, its movements restricted as it was unceremoniously tied to a nearby tree. The guides had secured their prize, a bear at the end of its strength, but it was hardly a victory to be celebrated with pride. Now, with the bear secured, they summoned Roosevelt, eager for him to claim what they considered his trophy. The stage was meticulously set, for a moment that would ultimately define far more than just a simple hunting trip in the Mississippi wilderness. What happened next, in the heart of that forest, would soon capture the imagination of the entire nation, sparking debate and discussion. The real story, the one that would resonate through history, was only just about to begin, its impact yet to be fully understood. President Theodore Roosevelt, a man known for his adventurous spirit, arrived at the clearing during a hunting trip. The crisp autumn air filled his lungs as he surveyed the scene before him. There he saw a battered and tied-up bear, its fur matted with mud and its eyes filled with a mixture of fear and pain. The sight was jarring, a stark contrast to the wild beauty of the surrounding forest. The hunting guides, eager to please their esteemed guest, fully expected him to raise his rifle and deliver the final shot. They anticipated a swift end to the bear's suffering and a successful conclusion to their hunt. But Roosevelt hesitated, his hand frozen in place. A conflict raged within him, a battle between the hunter's instinct and a deeper sense of morality. Roosevelt was undoubtedly a hunter, a man who respected the traditions of the sport and the challenges of the wilderness. But he was also a sportsman, a man who believed in fair play and ethical conduct, even in the pursuit of game. He recognized that this was no fair contest, no true test of skill or courage. The bear was defenseless, robbed of its ability to fight or flee. And so, he made a decision that would resonate far beyond that forest clearing. He refused to shoot. He couldn't bring himself to take the life of the helpless animal in such a manner. He declared the act unsportsmanlike, a violation of the principles he held dear. Instead of taking the shot himself, he ordered a different course of action. He instructed his guides that the bear be put down humanely, with respect and dignity. His priority was to end its suffering as swiftly and painlessly as possible. The hunting party was stunned by his unexpected decision. News of Roosevelt's refusal to shoot the bear quickly became public knowledge. The story spread quickly, carried by newspapers and word of mouth across the nation. Reporters seized on the story, recognizing its inherent drama and human interest. Here was the tough president, the embodiment of American strength and resolve, who showed compassion for a creature in distress. The tale made headlines across the country, capturing the imagination of the American public. It was a moment that revealed a different, perhaps unexpected side of Roosevelt's character. Political cartoonist Clifford Berryman, working for the Washington Post, immediately saw the story's potential for a powerful visual narrative. He drew Roosevelt turning away from the bear, a gesture of refusal and compassion. But instead of depicting a large, fearsome animal, he portrayed a small, frightened bear cub. The cartoon, simple yet profound, titled "Drawing the Line in Mississippi," a reference to another political issue of the day, quickly became an instant sensation, capturing the hearts and minds of the nation. The image of Roosevelt's mercy, as depicted in Berryman's cartoon, resonated deeply, and captured the public's heart in a way few political images ever had. The little bear in the cartoon, small and vulnerable, became a powerful symbol of integrity, compassion, and the importance of doing what is right. The story was no longer just about a hunt gone awry or a president's decision in the woods. It was about kindness, fairness, and the power of empathy. And soon, this simple act of compassion would inspire something even bigger, something that would capture the hearts of children and adults alike. The teddy bear, an iconic symbol of childhood, was about to be born from this unlikely tale of a bear, a rope, and a refusal. In Brooklyn, candy shop owner Morris Mictum saw Berryman's cartoon. Inspired, he and his wife Rose made a stuffed bear modeled after the cartoon's cub. They called it Teddy's Bear, honoring the president's act of compassion. Before selling more, Mictum sent one to Roosevelt, asking permission to use his name. The president's response would decide the toy's fate. Mictum waited anxiously for a reply from the White House. Would Roosevelt approve, or would the idea end here? The answer would launch a new American icon. The humble stuffed bear was about to become a national sensation, all because of a single act of mercy in the woods. Roosevelt replied, giving Mictum permission to use his name. "You are welcome to use it," he wrote, charmed by the idea. With the president's blessing, Teddy's Bear hit the shelves and sold out instantly. The Mictum side business became the ideal toy company, and the teddy bear craze swept the nation. The bear became a symbol of kindness, spreading from America to the world. Roosevelt even used the bear as a campaign mascot. The teddy bear's legacy grew, outlasting politics and generations, all because a president chose compassion over cruelty. The teddy bear remains a timeless friend, a reminder that true strength is found in kindness. And it all began with a single, merciful decision in the Mississippi woods.